The development of children's personalities can be differentiated into various levels, which can be either related to the school environment or beyond school activities. In play, and especially vigorous play, the brain has to regulate and suppress initiations to action from the limbic system, and consequently, this system is being developed through this kind of activity. Therefore, by giving children greater access to play, it helps them to regulate impulses better and even to facilitate brain maturation. All the above activities, which focus on students' personality formation, aim for them to gain more knowledge, sharpen not only their critical thinking through experimental engagement, but also improve their communication with their peers. The project called TRACE contributes on these aspects, and its purpose is oriented to all the above. The main aim of TRACE project is to use the tools of informal education in order to provide innovative and accessible ways of learning. Furthermore, the project, which will be discussed today, promotes and develops the importance of volunteering and international cooperation. The goal is to enhance the critical thinking through traditional children's stories and to motivate them to read and understand literature and raise the importance of the cultural heritage through education and lifelong learning and supporting skills development. Today's presentation is related to the main objectives of TRACE workshop, the content of it and its outcomes of the children's interaction with outdoor activities and the benefits to their personal development. TRACE was designed for European teachers who work with children from age 6 to age 12. Through traditional stories from EU countries, teachers, educators and librarians will get to know more about EU countries. In the frame of TRACE project, 4 partners from Greece, Latvia, Croatia and Spain have had a collaboration on the same topic. The traditional in its country tales. The main purpose of the project was children's impact with one of the most alive part of heritage, the stories tales. The idea was to choose some traditional stories, translate them, and eventually share them with the other partners of the project. Some key aspects were the different ways of expressing, different languages, various ways of iconography, the ideas behind the stories, different messages and lessons. For the Greek side, Dr. Despina Karakatsani, professor in the University of Peloponesse, Department of Social Educational Policy, was the responsible investigator. The project performed in the Peloponese TRACE project included workshops in which young age children participated. It took place at school areas. The project aimed to introduce children to an alternative way by which they may discover countries not known by them. It also focused on children's reaction with other, new to them cultures through storytelling. Through this way, we're able thus to value their own culture and develop the critical thinking while they are discovering countries not known. I will focus on my personal experience and my participation in TRACE project. Before sharing that, I would like to briefly present you the project. More specifically, the stories are selected from EU countries, Spain, Croatia, Latvia and Greece. The stories are traditional and old. The partners translate in English the stories and after that each country translates in mother tongue. The story selected by the Greek side for this workshop is Icarus and Daedalus, Wings, and the Traveler and the Goldsmith. It's a Spanish tale. The steps followed are reading stories from a narrator, designing performances based on the stories, questions and discussion, activities. The main materials used during the TRACE workshop are arts, papers, markers, music, drawings, Socratic method and dialogue, questions, intercultural exchange, Proverbs, moral lessons, promoting thinking, cooperation. More details for the workshop that took place in primary school. The narrator encourages the children to form a circle with a desk and places a chair in the center for him. The narrator distributes with papers, markers, and crayons to all the desks. She reads Spanish history first. The reading is done with the background music. In this workshop, I chose Hadzidaki's Beautiful City. The children were asked to draw what they think while the narrator reads the story a second time. After some minutes, the time for painting stops. They reveal their drawings to the rest, and the dialogue begins with the help of questions addressed by the narrator. Activities follow. Some questions for reflection. For example, about the traveler and the goldsmith. How would you describe the traveler? How about the monkey, the snake, the tiger, etc.? And for Icarus, why did Icarus fly so close to the sun? Have you ever wanted something too much, even though it was impossible, dangerous, or forbidden? How did you feel? And some indicative emotion questions about feelings. For example, how did you feel about the goldsmith ingratitude? Or what is the lesson of the myth? We chose two activities for children. The activity one was the role playing game. The children are invited to participate in a role play. They choose the role they want from the hero of the fairy tale. They're divided into groups and try to represent the fairy tale. They appoint a director, write the script, and present their performance. The second activity was about solving problems. Children discover on their own the problems arising from the stories. The facilitator sets a story problem for the children to solve. They are divided into groups and try to investigate the problem, to identify positives and negatives of the hero's attitude, to propose ways to deal with the problem. Through storytelling, children develop a spirit of community and cooperation. Tales reveal fundamental social values, for example, faith, justice, compassion, courage, honesty, trust, peace, safety, and other important qualities. Storytelling encourages children to develop the ability to understand, solve problems, and apply practical knowledge to acquire skills that contribute to the children's quality of life in the contemporary world. Drawing. Children are encouraged to create their own drawings from the story and through them represent their ideas, feelings, emotions about the heroes of the story. At the end, the group creates a small sketchbook with the drawings of all the children. Socratic method is a means of evaluating beliefs by examining contradictions among their implications. The aim of Socrates' philosophical method is always ethical. Moral dilemmas. Through this strategy, the conscience, morality, individualism, critical reasoning, and ethical principles of children are worked on. Children learn to apply the acquired knowledge in other tasks or contexts, similar or not, are encouraged to think critically and express their feelings by working in pairs. Main values in the tales. Responsibility. Children learn not to be risky and to act only after having examined all possibilities in each situation. Humility. Apart from having self-confidence and self-knowledge, one should learn to be humble and not arrogant about one's capacities and skills. From this story, children are taught to be humble about all the things and skills they have and to continue to cultivate their spirit and personality. Justice may have various facets in a child's life and is strongly associated with fairness, objectivity, transparency, etc. Creativity. Creative thinking is very important, and one should learn to use one's imagination in order to find a solution to one's problem. Children learn that there are no limits in our thinking and that we can achieve our targets if we are creative, inventive, and persistent. Respect and tolerance. The main characters in this story are judged by their actions regarding different people in each situation of the stories. Sometimes we make the mistake of judging people because we do not understand them and we try to change them, and sometimes we underestimate the others. Hence, it is important to teach children respect and tolerance. The children enjoyed the workshop. They improved their communication skills by sharing ideas and expressing their thoughts. They developed critical thinking and imagination. Thus, they improved their self-confidence and built a strong character. Thank you.